Hey guys, welcome back to the Dr. Eli Show. So today we're gonna talk about the fact that no human is ever logical. It sounds insane to say this, but as humans, okay, it is nearly impossible to go through life being logical. What we do, or what our brain does, it takes, okay, uh, into account the data. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, it takes into account that a pizza has been historically known to be safe for humans. So if you eat that pizza, you're probably not gonna die. Your brain will not start calculating, okay, all the possibilities and all the calories and all the details, the fine details of the high blood pressure, and because if you took into account all those things, okay, you wouldn't be able to eat the pizza. Now there are people who take into account those kind of things, okay, and they become paralyzed. They either don't eat the pizza, or they just don't eat, or they stop eating altogether, and they get disorders, eating disorders, okay, because they've been logical about how they're viewing food. Whether you like it or not, you can never truly know what's healthy for you. We are all a product of what we have experienced, the knowledge we have, okay, and the and how much the right part of your brain is willing to take into account new information. Okay, I'll give you an example. The only reason why you eat what you eat, why you believe what you eat is healthy, okay, and I'm talking about people who are either vegans or meat lovers, or anybody, okay? No one knows why what they eat works for them. In fact, nobody knows why anything works. That sounds insane to say, but over a long period of time, we tend to find that everything that we know tends to be bullshit. Maybe 1,000 years from now, or even 200 years from now, we will find out that maybe vegetables are the reasons why humans cannot live long lives. Maybe plants are the reasons why humans are being poisoned. Okay? It sounds insane, but there was a time where where we wrote books, where we documented our histories, where we wrote poems, where we created gods on ideas that we would now laugh at. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about today's knowledge, whether you like it or not, that is proof of anything. What we have is an understanding of today's time, of what we need to do to survive. Okay? So our civilization is not really the truth. What you see around us, what we do every single day, your religion, your God, every single thing, I am sorry to tell you this, none of it comes from logical thinking. None of it is true. Okay? All of these things we do simply because over a long period of time we have noticed that they help us survive. They help us create this thing we call civilization. But when something better comes, and we don't even know what that is. And by the way, I'm sorry to tell you, people out there is something better than math. Yes, I'm sorry. There's something better than math. Something way more advanced than math that can help us understand our reality better, that can help, that can be a better tool to calculate our reality. There's something out there. We just don't know what it is, man. That's the thing. And that's why I love long term, thinking long term. Because I know now we haven't seen everything. We don't know anything. We're not logical. We're not being logical. In fact, we can only ever know anything by looking at the past, which I think is insane. Like, if you took time to think about it, as humans, no matter how intelligent we are, we can only ever know anything by looking at the past, whether you like it or not. Okay? Even when it comes to things like relationships, only by looking at the past after a long period of time can you analyze data and actually realize that things were not the same way you thought things were. Okay? That friend of yours, they were not really your friend. They never felt the way you felt all this time. Okay? You might find, and this is surprising to a lot of people, and I find this thing to be let me just say it's something that happens to people who, I guess, who are kind of naive, okay, where they used to know someone, okay, and then they approach them. They're like, hey man, remember me, blah 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 blah, and then the person is like, no, I don't remember you, no, and they take offense, because in their mind, when they were hanging out with that person, okay, they thought that they were friends. That entire time they thought they were friends, man. That person was not even thinking about that. They were not logical. They were not logically thinking that. The other person I'm talking about, right? They were not logically thinking that this person is my friend. They were just like, oh, this is just a person I met, okay? Let me just get what I need to get from them so I can move on, okay? You'll be shocked, man. That's why you have to be careful about who you let into your life, okay? It's not that people are bad, but if you really knew that people are literally going through life as zombies, okay? People are going through life as zombies. Like, they're not bad people, but they haven't taken time to pause and think about their life. You'd be shocked about how much people haven't actually paused and actually taken time to think about, wait, who am I? Who am I? What is this world? Why is this world? What is science? What is math? Am I really alive? Are other people real? Are other people real? Listen to me. If you're watching me, that means you're just like me. That means you're just like me. If you're watching this video, my guy, lady, gent, or whatever you call yourself, you're just like me, You're awakened. You're just like me. You really ask questions. You just don't go through life. You really ask questions. You're like, am I really alive? Are other people alive? You have actually tapped into logic, and you know how difficult it is to be here. You know how difficult it is. You know what I mean? I know you know. The Matrix. How crazy is that movie? You know what's crazy? When you go through that process of awakening, which fucks up your life at first, you know, because you realize that everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody. Like, you can never know who people are. You know? First of all, that breaks your entire world, man. You realize that everybody is faking. Everybody's faking, man. It's crazy, man. Okay? The other thing you realize is like people are afraid of realizing that you're awakened. Like, if people know that you're the type of person who like takes time to think, to actually look, to actually observe, they get scared. I'm telling you, man, the reason why people might hate you is because when you look at them, they actually realize that you're observing them. They actually realize that you're observing them. You're not just like, you know, looking past them, because that's what most people do. And before you were awakened, you used to have this like, you know, top layer conversation, and you used to look past people. But ever since you did the work, now you realize that you, like, every single person you meet, they're not who they are, you know? And people see that, bro. Bro, it scares people, man. It scares people. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that's why people are weird. It's because most people are zombies, man. Most people are sheep. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're not using their minds to logically think about things. They're like machines, man. They're just going through life. Even now, with like AI and everything, right? With the layoffs and everything, with ICE and everything, right? You will notice the majority of humans, you will notice they're still trapped. They're still trapped. They still believe in like the American dream. They're still trapped in this system, man. Bro, you guys, tell me what you think. Leave a comment. Let's talk. Tell me what you think.